Hola. Pues vamos a jugar en fácil porque tengo que pasarme el juego en todas las dificultades. Y hace mucho que no juego, así que pues... Activar el vuelo asistido al colisionar. Cancelar. Pues me han obligado, no tengo más que hacer. Me pasa el juego ya en normal, me lo va a pasar en fácil. Oh, sí, tío. Me da igual.
When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue.
Oh, increíble.
Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations.
Ay.
Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the ocean air defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit.
Vale.
Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane.
Oh.
Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone.
Vaya.
Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
Tremendo.
So, I flew up, straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters.
Porque hay
They were
cazas
carrying
ahí.
something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have been my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Vaya. No salió bien, ¿no?
Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today.
Vale.
Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission.
Vale.
It's possible that the Usean ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land.
No sé si se me está oyendo bien.
If
Un
the
momento.
hostiles counterattack,
Vale.
then you will find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and
We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead.
A lo mejor tengo que Uy, perdón.
scramble. All
A lo mejor tengo que
units,
bajarlo un
take off
poco.
and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Pues vamos. También te digo, un target, pues... Bueno, he desbloqueado muchos aviones, ¿vale? El F-22 es el que mejor tengo. Bueno, sí, el F-22. Posiblemente le puedes poner piezas y tal, pero bueno, ya lo he desbloqueado y tal. Si veis... Ah, bueno, no puedo ponerlo, pero bueno. Se le pueden cambiar bastantes cosas. Debería bajarle un poco el sonido al juego, la verdad. Churches out. Vale.
Radar site still silent. Scramble. Get those birds
Vale.
in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway.
Vale.
Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
A ver si podemos despegar ya.
Call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight.
Vale.
It's a hell of a homecoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Vale, perfecto.
Do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
Vale.
Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golden
Bueno.
Squadron, it's go time.
Formación XD, ya voy el primero.
Going for understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Ah, no lo mato de un misil.
Trigger, I'm your wingman.
Vale.
Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out
Por
for
favor.
enemy bombers.
Qué asco me dan los aviones lentos. Es como, jaja, no me pilla.
It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. There
Vale,
it
bien.
is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead. Let's go introduce
Mirad esto,
ourselves.
tío.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Enemy support eliminated.
Vale.
This should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Target confirmed down.
Perfecto.
Good, Mage 2.
Vaya, el juego trata de esto, de romper avioncitos.
Mage 2, targets in range. Pair of bombers.
Vale. También tenemos dos tipos de armas, los misiles normales, bueno, además de la ametralladora. Están estos. O sea que nice. A ver si les doy a los 4. Creo que no les va nada. Ah, pues sí. Tremendo, ¿eh? Las chispas y tal que salen. No sé, está bastante bien hecho. Jugar esto en VR tiene que ser una maldita aberración. Vale. Vale, están los dos muertos. Perfecto. Vamos por este. Vaya, no le gustan los drones. Vamos a por el MiG. Vale. Joder, tío. Queda un MiG. Vale. No va a morir de un disparo, what? Vale. Vale, a ver si puedo conseguir darle. Joder, se me está escapando. A la hora. Lo he matado, ¿no? Sí. ¿Se ha metido alguien en el directo? Hola. No sé, esto es muy raro. Qué risa. Se unen ahí los 400 millones de misiles. Vale. ¿En esta misión no te disparan o qué? Vale. Perfecto. Ja.
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Column Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any
Meow.
drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Column 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
Vaya.
I am Princess Rosa Cosette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Estás en guerra. Vamos a omitir eso, obvio. Vale.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base.
Vale.
We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping forced bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe.
Vaya.
Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
Vale. 52.000. Poquito, pero es. Siguiente. Vamos a hacer 2, 3, 5, no
As
sé.
of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks.
Aurelia se parece a España,
We have yet to
abajo.
hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news.
Está
The
Belka por ahí
International Space
también.
Elevator, which is being built in southern Yusia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yusia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yusian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
Vaya.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid.
Es el de
Asia was
Belka.
on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war
Los
my
de
dad fought and
Belkia.
died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Yusians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Yusia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans.
Vaya.
But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood.
Vaya.
President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers.
Vaya.
No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world.
Vaya.
Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
F.
In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Vaya.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship.
Vaya.
For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison.
Vaya.
This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought,
Vaya.
that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out and set the dogs on me.
Vaya.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN
Vaya.
force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent.
Sauron,
We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation.
¿Cómo?
The Fort Gray's
Hola.
Airbase Squadron has been entered
No tiene
into order of
sentido
battle to
porque-
reclaim the elevator as an advance element.
Pues bueno, estamos jugando Ace Combat 7.
First,
Y
you
tal.
will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air
Con
radar
radar antiaéreo, wow.
You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more
Vaya.
enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Pues vamos. Perfecto. Este juego presupongo que es de estrategia, ¿no? Sí, tiene muchísima estrategia. Pega bombazos. Tienes que disparar a todo lo que se mueve. Tiene, pues, eso, pegar bombazos. Es de disparar bombas. Y de estrategia, wow, la estrategia es increíble, es imprescindible. Si no, consiste en apretar el gatillo antes que tu enemigo.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target.
Perfecto.
But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians.
Good save
No damage is
violence.
to be done to public facilities.
Violence, doy asco, tío.
Any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
Jaja, eso no le importa a nadie. Vale.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle! Requesting permission to move the vehicle. We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors
Vale.
now. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
The enemy's barely resisting. This is easy money, so grab it while you can.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your
¿No ves?
discretion.
Estrategia militar, tío. Si lo destruyes todo antes de que ellos te destruyen a ti, ganas.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down.
¿Explota? Vale, explota.
Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest
Jaja,
IFF
si crees que me va a dar.
course via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. Push the plan forward too fast. Things are too far from Allied territory.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
Careful, the enemy has a lock.
Vale. Los aviones, perdón, helicópteros creo que se destruyen de un misil o...
Page 2, locking.
¿Qué? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? Sí, los aviones se destruyen de uno.
Good work, Trigger. The enemy's a lovely pile of scrap.
Missile did not connect.
Bugs
Perfecto.
don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can
¿Por qué
sometimes
se
lose
coge de
their
mí?
lock onto their targets too.
We aim over clear ground. School 3, you hit the field up now.
Golem 1, enemy
No le ha dado.
in a residential area.
Espera un momento. Insertar sonido de creeper antes de explotar. Mi ojo está muriendo con tantas vueltas y
Where you
maniobras.
staying alive for now?
Nada, te acostumbras.
Last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Perfecto.
The enemy has a lock on you, H2. Fox 2.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Income range.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Review the setup. There's some feedback against forwarders. Find your manual.
¿Dónde están, tío?
We can understand.
Target is hit.
Vale. Pito. Hola, Espiro. Joder, tío.
Fox 3.
Vale, le doy, ¿eh?
So you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
Ground target destroyed. 5 targets
Vale,
remaining.
mira, me han matado uno de ahí.
H2, break that lock.
Target hit. H2, dislodge.
¿Cómo? ¿Qué ha pasado ahí?
Right focused.
What the hell?
4 targets remaining.
Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
All right, this base is worth destroying. 3 targets remaining.
Vale.
Move the enemy aircraft away from the base.
Target in range of guns.
Locked on.
Phase 2, missile in the air.
Launch preparations complete. Holds are free. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear, 15 meters. UAV is ready to launch. Away.
Vale, no sé qué ha pasado ahí. I like it, ok, no. Boom. Oh no, drones. Jaja. Le doy al círculo y cosas explotan. ¿Y ese?
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be some drones. Spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs.
Ese miga es mío,
Doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them.
Vale. ¿Por qué está tan alto?
Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
O sea, vais a acabar muertos. Bueno, esto explotando de un misil, no tengo que gastar los dos.
It doesn't matter. He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
No le ha dado. Perfecto. Los drones si les da están muertos. La cosa está en darle. Como ese. Vale. Queda solo dos. Vale. ¿Por qué ahora? Bueno, a las nuevas poco le voy a dar. Vale. No veo nada. Vale, ahora. Joder. ¿Te consideras un camello táctico? Obviamente soy un camello táctico. Esto sí le doy, ¿no? Vale. Son rapidísimos.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guy's in charge.
Es que no sé cómo se hacen los trucos, tío. Lo he hecho. He hecho un truco. Me siento orgulloso. Bueno, esto se puede omitir, ¿vale? Omitir. Camello táctico. Vale.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Hombre, he ido lentito porque si no, no se me recargan los misiles. ¿Cómo que una A? ¿Cómo que una A? Nada, me han estafado, Eso por leer el chat. Claro, me distraigo. Seguro que era por eso. Es por leer el chat. El problema es leer el chat. Vale. ¿Está muy alto el juego o mi voy el juego también?
The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier, Kestrel 2, was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti.
Vale.
The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandhar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission.
Vale.
The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Ocean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP.
Vaya.
Good luck out there.
Vamos a matarlo. Inicio de misión. Vamos.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Dual Wielder. Tremendo. Me gustaría sacarme el platino de este también. Pero no me queda. Ay. Perdón. Ya sabéis lo del corona. Tremendo, dificilísimo.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Golem and the other base's squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action.
Vamos a hacer bomba tuyo.
Eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease out. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we can wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season.
¿Por qué tenemos 900 aviones aquí y no me lo señaliza? Acabo de gastar bastantes aviones, misiles. Joder. Vale. I never disappeared for the... Vale, seguro me lo reis. Bueno, pues ahora muere, ¿eh? En la última película muere. Al de abajo por lo menos yo creo que sí le dan. Pues no le han dado. Y yo tampoco le he dado a este. ¿Cómo están muriendo tantas personas, tío? Estos sí le dan, ¿eh? Bueno, por el viento a lo mejor no, pero sí le ha dado. ¿Le da? No. Se ha quedado nada. Vale. Nice kill. Y me lo traduce buen tiro. Es como, what? Vale. Es que mira el cielo, tío. Bueno, la luna está un poco bug, pero ya sabes. Vaya. El Arsenal Bird. Oh no.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
Just waiting for mission command.
Break, now!
He destruido varios.
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Lo que no sé si se destruyen de un golpe o no.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
Vale.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Madre de Dios, ¿puede este maldito dron dejarme dispararle? Gracias. Vale.
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Vale.
Verifying the situation.
Column 2, missile, evade! Column 3, column 2's hit! Status
Vale.
Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Vale, estamos metiendo bastante fuerte.
Skeleton 3's lost.
Madre mía.
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
En serio, no ha dado ningún misil.
Air superiority. How'd that happen?
What the hell? Caution, all aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there!
Vale, me piro. Put the trigger and scream sus ferones.
Skeleton
Hechos
2
dan
lost.
vestirte.
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately. Save your chatter for the debriefing.
Vale.
Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Ahora de repente los drones se han hecho caca, ¿no?
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Perfecto.
Continuing the mission.
Ah, este lo esquiva.
Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I can...
It won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
No me gustaría recibir daño.
Copy that. Returning home.
Porque me salen trucos tan fácil. Es como no me han salido nunca. He jugado 2 veces la historia y no me ha salido ni un truco. Me salen en plan random. Vale. No debería haberle disparado. Le doy. Le doy. Oye, aquí los aviones aparecen solos, Lo que acabo de gastar es una granada. En plan, una flare, no sé cómo en español. Una bengala. Las bengalas sirven para engañar a los misiles. Yo creo que le dan. Me siguen fallado. Vale. Joder.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report.
Vale.
Just talk to me.
Una tier list de cosas guapos en directo. Un momento.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Joder.
Good job, Mage 2. You want as many guys out here as possible. Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
She's a predator.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Joder, tío, Brownie. Perfecto.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got Brownie?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry. Mage 2, UAV down.
Es tío, eso pasa por leer. Vale. ¿Has pensado alguna vez en hacer tier list de cosas guapas en directo? Sí, pensé en hacer tier list, pero... A ver, hacerlo yo solo durante una hora tier list, pues...
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Vaya. Hombre, lo hemos reventado bastante. Cinco personas en el directo, pero ¿esto qué es? Hola, todo. Vale. Vale. Te busco un amigo, lo hace entre los dos. ¿Cómo se hace? Joder, ahora no me sale el... Vale. Perfecto.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Golem and the other base.
Vale. Mi caza favorito es el Rafale M. Este no es, pero ya está guapo.
The two-front offensive was a failure.
Manda un logo.
The aircraft carrier Kestrel 2 was sunk during the attack on Farbanti.
Perdón. Voy a ver qué logro mando. No, este no, por Dios. Triunfando aún más. Una nueva medalla tras haber obtenido 9 o más. Bueno, me da igual. Perdón. Bueno, ahora sí que me voy, bye. Bye, tío. Ese. Perfecto. Destrucción masiva. Para el F-15 es Strike Eagle. Vale. A ver.
Here he comes.
Tremendo ese caza.
Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now, compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself.
Vaya.
Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations.
Vaya.
It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole.
Vaya.
If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing the stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared.
Vaya.
I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Arujan princess rallying her people on the Arujan national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osia was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osia down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Aruja, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
Vaya. Vaya.
As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be
4 personas otra vez. Increíble.
However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator
No sé,
no matter what
muy
it takes.
Loco.
Someone there is counting on us. The hero of the Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator. Osia's former president, Mr. Harling.
Vaya.
Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura, so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar.
Vaya.
If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot who will head up this strategy is you, Trigger. After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support.
Okay.
Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft after rendezvous. Good luck out there, everyone.
Okay. El F-22. A ver los aspectos. ¡Oh! ¡De Feni! Nada, el aspecto de Feni.
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
¡Oh! Y tiene el símbolo de Fenix, tío. Fenix fue el primer Ace Combat que jugué. El primero de todo. Y Fenix era el nombre del piloto del caza. Rescata al expresidente.
Entering operation area. Imposing radio silence. We'll radio you, but you are not permitted to make contact.
Vaya.
If you're spotted, the mission is over. Stay out of enemy radar. Use of weaponry is also strictly forbidden. Okay, you're heading up the Harling rescue mission. The success of this mission depends on you. Good luck.
Vaya. Vamos a hacerlo rápido. No se me va a formar escarcha en la nube. Tranquilo. Porque voy a estar demasiado poco tiempo en ella. Vale.
Trigger, you're a third of the way to the rendezvous point. Good job, but stay focused.
Esta misión es más de... ¿sabes? De volar. Jaja, normal. La primera vez que la hice ya la he hecho 3 veces. O 4, no sé. Pero es bastante easy. No sé, misiones sí me molan. Y no como el asco de la última.
Watching over you. Making good progress, Trigger. You're currently halfway to your rendezvous point. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna be you and your radar out there. Just know you got a bunch of people pulling for you.
Vale.
And I'm one of them. You're 3/4 of the way. It's been a long fight, but you're nearly home. Harling is still the president in my eyes. He entered the war, built the space elevator, and launched a spaceship from it. Despite his success, he remained a humble hero. I'll do my best to save him. Let me that trigger. Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real fight's about to get started.
Qué guapo el elevador, ¿eh?
Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly. Destroy the anti-air around the space elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone. Mage 2, target destroyed.
Vale.
Locked. Mage 2, missile away. Mage 2, target
Me han dado.
down.
F. Me han vuelto a dar. He hecho acá, ¿verdad? Sí. ¿Podéis dejar de darme? Madre de Dios. Qué pesadilla.
Target destruction confirmed. Half of the SAM sites are down.
Trigger, sorry about the wait. Cavalry's here. Column Squadron. Trigger jumped through the fire. Now it's our turn. Understood.
Vale, queda una.
All aircraft, eliminate the enemy before they can respond. All SAM sites down.
Tremendo.
Sea Goblin will arrive shortly. Eliminate
Mira
hostile
eso,
anti-air
tío.
before that.
Mira eso.
All anti-air guns destroyed. The landing zone is secure. Sea Goblin, you are clear to land.
Roger. Rendezvous point in sight. We're almost there.
Multiple bandits over Selatapura Harbor. They're container-launched UAVs.
Tremendo el elevador, tío.
Rescue craft tagged on. Initiate.
Tremendo.
Rescue craft on the ground is defenseless. Gollum and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
It's been a long journey, but you're on the home stretch.
Gargoyle will stand by near the space elevator.
Sea Goblin, heading over to the Express's location now. Run for the container!
Yeah, Mage 2 destroyed
Casi
the
me
target.
estrello.
Vehicle down.
Damn, I'm spiked.
Mage 2, walking.
Mage 2 enemy has a lock on you.
Sí.
Missile
Sí.
coming! Break, break! Ambush! Fire from the far shore! They're targeting us! Get behind the chopper! Return fire! Sierra 2, hold position! We're cut off!
UAVs approaching the space elevator. Stop them. Eliminate all enemy UAVs.
Vale.
Don't let up.
Taking fire! We're pinned down! Shoot back!
That's about half. Mop up the rest.
Express identified! Behind the gantry crane! Mr. Harling!
Vale.
Stay right there! Jacob's been hit! Incoming
Y otro
fire!
muerto. No, creo que esta misión estoy tardando mucho en hacerla.
Sea Goblin, all survivors, respond. Is Mr. Harling alive?
Me da que no,
They got the chopper and Sierra too! That was thermobaric!
UAV confirmed down.
Shit! Rocket!
Vale.
Damn.
Golem Squadron, let's take it up a notch, okay?
3 remaining.
No way we can provide adequate cover.
¿Tres dónde? ¿Quedan dos?
This is Colonel Johnson. Do you copy? I am with President Harling. Rescue unit down. Look at the soldier who had this radio. I'll get Mr. Harling out of here.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
Vale.
Golem 2, hang in there.
We found a Norwegian transport craft. Its engines are on.
I heard you were in the Air Force, Colonel. Can you fly?
Better than Mr. Harling.
Fallado. Perfecto.
All squadrons be advised. The call sign is Mother Goose 1. I've sent the information via the data link.
Mother Goose 1? That's the best you can come up with on a 3. Imagine on my 6. They can't get away.
One remaining.
Perfecto.
All UAVs have been splashed. All aircraft. Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off. Mother Goose 1, take off.
Vale.
Let's wait till we're
Vamos
home
para allá.
safe. Mage Squadron,
No me lo
Mother Goose
creo,
1 is
tío.
heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Skykeeper, bogey's on my radar. Bearing 220.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101, forerunner for Arsenal Bird.
The big bird is coming, huh?
Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
Golem 1 more kill. That last battle taught me a lot about those a-holes. Golem 2.
Tremendo la cantidad de drones.
Always maintain element. Wilco, forming up.
Vale.
Roger. Orders are to fire warnings. Lockdown hostile. Yes, sir. No time. That's no clue how UAVs are used.
Perfecto.
Mother Goose 1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
I hear you. This isn't exactly a point. Understood.
Que sí, que estoy yendo.
Strategic AI chose liberty over justice. Courses have already changed.
Por favor.
Gargoyle 1, where's the signal? It's Gargoyle Squadron. Stand by for my orders. Someone's on the lighthouse. Now I need the harbor. They won't be able to get
Debería matar bastante de uno.
This is one of ours. Where's the signal? Gargoyle, change radio frequency.
Mother Goose 1 here. We're about to leave the airspace. Keep your fingers crossed.
Vale.
Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle Squadron. Babble.
Gargoyle 3
Perfecto.
Babble, roger.
¿Esto es nuevo o soy yo que estoy loco? Vaya.
Skykeeper, what the hell was that?
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we informed? The IUN can't coordinate
Tremendo.
breaches as usual. Gargoyle Squadron, report. Didn't connect.
Mira de esto.
Scored. The rest were intercepted by UAVs. The elevator's windbreak took a scratch. Nothing more.
Nah, no le doy, es muy lento.
Roger. Continue to maintain air superiority. Let's fight. Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Mage Squadron, assess the situation.
This is Mage 1. I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. The cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Nah, este es el momento.
Johnson, you okay?
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Get Mr. Harling. Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course.
Vale.
Thanks for the help, Trigger. Glad you're here.
Vale.
Mother Goose 1 is turning. What's going
No quiero
on?
gastar 8 misiles
They're
para
heading
eso.
to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude. Who's in control?
It's not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond. Mr. Harling, please respond.
Vale.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here.
Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take him down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining.
¿Pero qué mierda me estás contando?
Locked. Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace.
¿Pero estamos tontos?
Mother Goose 1, Mr. Harlan, are you piloting that plane?
Quiero disparar misiles.
UAVs are continuing their attack.
You're obsessed with that transport.
Tío, están tontos. Yo te lo juro, no sé quién le está disparando, Yo no le he disparado, literalmente. ¿Habéis visto que dispara el de la izquierda? Pues le da al otro porque sí.
Mother Goose 1 has been shot down.
Where'd the missile come from?
Mage 2 fired that.
It was OG. A friendly missile hit him.
Verifying the situation.
Que no, que yo no he sido.
Friendly fire. I saw it.
Mother Goose 1 exploded in air. No one could have survived.
Looks like it tried to protect the elevator. Erusian bastards, they just killed a hero.
Mage 1. Is it Trigger? Trigger was the
Vaya.
closest. UAVs were crawling all over our objective. I told you to keep a goddamn eye on the hatchling. It must have been a mistake.
Arsenal bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately.
Vaya.
Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand?
Vaya.
The operation to rescue former President Harling has failed. Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger, you are suspected of assassinating the former president. There will be an inquiry. There will most probably be a court-martial.
Ese, bueno.
Bad news for us here at the prison. The enemy fell for our decoy base. With all the fake planes and trucks we had out, we must have looked to them like the Ocean Air Force was about to go on the attack. Day after day after day after day, they bombed us. Osea didn't give a damn. We weren't soldiers to them, so go ahead. Bomb us. In their eyes, we were expendable. Worth less than the fake planes in the bunkers. No biggie.
Vaya.
While I made fake planes, they had me put together some working ones. Then, some genius at HQ decided we should send it up, so the base looked legit. Thankfully, we had people to crew them. It didn't matter what we were locked up here for anymore. Top brass needed pilots, and criminals were all they had. A crook, a gambler, an anarchist. Just your typical lowlifes. They threw each one of them in a cockpit and sent them up to intercept the enemy's planes. But in the end, it was all just for show. So, up they went, day after day after day. Today they tossed someone new into the mix. Wonder what he did to get sent here.
Vaya.
My dad died flying for the Ocean Air Force. When your allies are surrounded, one of the most dangerous missions is giving them cover to retreat. Whoever signed up for that was a real hero. But even more dangerous than that was being the one who had to cover the rear guard's retreat. That was my dad's job, and one time, he called it off. Said it was too late for him. Said anyone else would have done the same. I found that out from a war buddy of his when he came to tell me how my dad died. The next time a retreat happened, my dad volunteered to be in the rear guard.
Vaya.
Dumbass. He died all right. No one came to help. The news nearly broke me. Of all the ways to get killed, that's gotta be the most pathetic one ever. Am I right? There's a rumor going around about another inmate. A guy they brought here a little while ago.
Vaya.
Get this. Talk in the cell block says he was sent here because he killed Harling, the president of Osea during the last war, remember? He's the one that sent my dad on that suicide mission. He's the reason I had to go live with my grandpa, and why me and Gramps started building a supersonic jet. He's the reason I ended up here. Maybe I should give that guy a thank you note for killing him.
Vaya.
Nah. God, I hate the smell of this place. It's all fake and lies and bullshit. It reeks.
Vaya.
All right, guys, I'll let you in on some juicy info. The new guy was found guilty by the International Union Peacekeeping Forces court-martial. He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh. His TAC name's Trigger. Now, as of today, he may be attached to the Ocean Air Force Base 444th Squadron. But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's murderer or not. Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason or another. You cons have an obligation to atone for your crimes. A few of you in the penal unit know how to fly, and HQ needs to plug the deficit in our Air Force. So they proposed sending you guys on a reconnaissance mission to the Waiapolo Mountains. But that idea was flat out rejected. Nope. You'll be atoning for your crimes right here at this base. This base is a decoy designed to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the enemy. This will allow our forces to safely prepare a counterattack.
Incoming!
Switch off that alarm. It's just the usual.
Vaya.
I thought Zapland was supposed to be an isolated area. Okay. I'm gonna need a few aircraft to scramble.
Wonder how many we'll lose today. Better than solitary. Enemy aircraft detected over the dummy runway.
We just need to make it look like we can put up a fight. Some of those piles of junk can at least take off. Let's get the guiltiest cons in the sky first. We'll start with Harling's murderer. We don't expect you to down any bombers. But what we do want is to make them think that we've got an active base here.
Vaya. Que yo no he sido. Yo no lo maté. Ni han tendido una trampa.
It's time to get busy, convicts. Proceed with your mission now.
Sueño. Vale.
Follow orders, Trigger. Taxi to the runway now. Check your altimeter and wait in front of the runway.
Control, would you kindly send me up first?
Spare 8, Champ, this is the control tower. You're not cleared for takeoff. Obey orders.
Go to hell.
All aircraft preparing for takeoff. Watch out for Spare 8.
Vaya.
He's forcing a takeoff.
I'll take up command. Any objections? That'll be
Sí,
decided
yo.
in disguise. Touche.
Trigger, your call sign is Spare 15. Consider it your prisoner number for the air. Commencing deception and interception.
Vaya.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now. My blood's boiling! Spare 15, takeoff confirmed. Altitude restriction
Tremendo.
lifted. Go.
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked. Damn. You're good. Let's make this more interesting. Prisoners use nothing without supervision.
Vale.
Not even a pencil.
Bala, será vaya.
Here comes Harling's murderer. He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes. Always
Vaya.
know, aren't you? In this war, intel is a life or death matter. Settle down. Excited to have another murderer with you?
Yeah!
Sí, tío.
This is Bandog. Spare 15, I'm handling surveillance. The bombers that attacked the runway are coming back for another round. I know it's just a dummy runway.
Vaya.
You guys just need to make a lot of noise. Make them think there's fighters at the base.
Anyone got a smoke? I'll owe you one.
If any of you die, just think of it as you atoning for your crimes.
Much appreciated.
One more thing. Any aircraft leaving the operation area will be shot down. You hear me?
Righto.
Me queda dejar usar armas ya.
Look at them. Blowing up a bunch of paper planes.
The enemy seems to think our air force is concentrated on this base. Everything on the ground is fake. Can't the enemy see that? Means they're that convincing. Shit, the enemy just hit the control
Ahora.
tower. Hey, what's with all the shaking?
Vaya.
Not let the enemy get closer. Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I order them to shoot down all?
Vaya.
Commander McKenzie? Damn it! Spare squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're cleared to engage. Show no mercy.
Done by now.
Tremendo.
Make the odds. Want to bet which one of us gets the first kill after it starts?
This is the first unit.
If count's going
I decide whether you die.
All right, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me.
Vale.
Who's gonna dance to your lying tune? I'll show you all how it's done.
Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué un anarquista sabe pilotar? ¿O un apostador? Nadie lo sabe.
Sorry, I got lucky.
Les doy. Sí. Perfecto.
I've yet to confirm the destruction of the targets. Continue on with the mission. Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that before we get dressed up real pretty.
Head to the next target.
Primero esto.
Radar pinged. Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them.
Righto.
A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look
Vaya.
up.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the crime. They're called sieve lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harling's murderer.
Vale.
Anyone's gonna take the top score from me. It's in my blood.
Tremendo.
Really think they can get a bunch of convicts to just put on a show?
Vale, vamos a por él.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
We're cut off. We can't break away. We can't.
Monkey can do this.
Where the hell are we out of here?
Tonight? Oh yeah, add this one to my score.
Vale. Vale. Tremendo.
Multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support. All aircraft follow me. You too, murderer. Jeez, now he thinks he's squadron leader.
El otro me da igual.
Trigger, don't get shot down now. I got good money riding on
¿Cómo
your
no se
survival.
destruye?
Some guys have got big money riding on you going
¿Le he
down,
dado?
so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need to yap to pull the trigger.
Trigger again.
Vaya.
Don't get excited. It's beginner's luck.
Can't maintain altitude. Bailing out.
This is a pretty nice ride. Smooth service pretty good. Can't believe he says he's just scrapping. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway?
I don't know what her problem is. Acting like she's loyalty or something.
That's because she's the scrap queen. Queen? More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
Vaya.
Trigger got most of them. Maybe even all of them. That was dumb luck, tabloid. Square 15 has all the fun away from your comrades. 3 targets remaining.
Vale. Vale.
Targets are still active. Keep up the attack.
What the hell are you doing?
Are you... Wilco, Commander McKenzie, please maintain silence for the moment. Spare 15, what the hell are you doing? Attack!
Como si el ataque entero dependiera de mí, o sea.
Someone make a squadron of convicts. Gotta be some kind of reason. The paper-mache strategy at the base seems to be doing the trick. Guess every man and his dog has an idea how to end the war.
Van, puedes hacer algo,
One bandit left. Take him down now. First come, first served.
Enemy evaded attack.
Vale.
On my target. Letting a rip.
All targets confirmed eliminated.
Pop.
Hell yeah. Still alive, Harling's murderer? Then dinner's on me tonight.
Cut the chatter,
Vaya.
Spare Squadron. Mission complete. RTB. Trigger's still with us. Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7, what happens if the one you've bet on dies while landing?
Then you win. So what, you're not done?
Just checking.
Spare 15,
Vaya.
this is the control tower. Make your landing check. We don't want a wreck blocking the runway. Spare 15, you have permission to land. Wind conditions are calm. 3,000 meters. Too fast. Lower your airspeed. Heading is good. Stay on course.
Tremendo.
Right. Stand by for your next sortie.
I lost a lot of money for that trigger. Don't
Vale.
forget.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now.
Esta misión la podría haber hecho bastante más rápido, creo yo. Bastante más rápido.
Did I say you could take down
Vale.
the enemy? Throw anyone who disobeys into solitary.
Ese. Ah, pues al parecer lo he hecho bien. De hecho me han dado bastante dinero. Bonificación por ronda, 37.000. ¿Ronda de qué? Por rango, por tiempo, no entiendo nada. Ay, ¿dónde está? Bueno. Un momento. Bueno, el directo se acaba aquí. Hemos jugado bastante, hemos hecho las primeras misiones. O sea que guay